Hello, everyone. Welcome to BynX Plays Spelunky. We are back from vacation, refreshed, rejuvenated, eager. 1 week away from Spelunky 2. Might be some unfortunate news regarding that and me playing it right when it comes out, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Right now, what we're worried about is beating Yama. We're getting Irish Patty out in here. She's excited. Oh man, I haven't played this game in so long. I took almost 14 days off of playing video games, which I don't think I've done in a very long time. Um, I was the walls are shifting, by the way. I was there was several things that I did. The last thing that I played was last Friday. I played Hearthstone for the first time in a while and did really, really well. So I think I'm gonna keep playing that because I finally found a deck that I just cannot stop playing and I have so much fun. So we played a little bit of that to end the week like 2 weeks ago. And then I had a few things on the docket that I was really excited for. First one was going to a virtual wellness retreat called Camp Kulabunga. It's run by Grizz, who's a EDM artist and overall really cool guy. And that... Yo, what up, Gold Daniel? So that was pretty insane. It was a very intensive few days of just like self-reflection. Oh my god. There we go, baby. Retreat was great, cool, Daniel. The wellness one I was talking about was before we did the podcast, but that one was insane. It was very intense. It was waking up really early in the morning to do these different whew, like activities and workshops with all these really, really cool speakers. So like what we did, there was like an art type one, and I haven't painted since I was a small boy, so that was really cool. So I did there was a day that we did art, and then you kind of tried to relate it to, I don't think I can get in there, but I also don't want to, so that's fine. I want this rock though. Always beholden, always beholden. Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad. But the workshops are crazy, man. Like the painting, that was something that was very. I swear that I knocked that one out. Oh man. Oh no. It's okay. We run through. Oh, I tried to whip the arrow. The workshops were intense. There was the painting one. There was several different like meditation workshops that were taught in very different ways. Meditating is something I've actually been really into since quarantine started. But there's a lot of different like kind of ways and stylistic approaches to meditating. So the first guy was a very spiritual, taught us some Tai Chi moves, like moving with your breath. And then his version of meditation was chakra based. So it was thinking about like different energies in different parts of your body, how they relate based on different kind of like Eastern medicines and traditions. So it's very kind of like lovey-dovey, like woo-woo-y is what I kind of call it, like spiritual stuff. Um, but really cool. And then the second guy was the super analytical guy. His name was Brandon, and his whole take was like meditation is something that I just do as a practice for my mind. It's like no different than someone going to the gym. It's literally a mental workout where your mind is the muscle and you're practicing it every single day to get your mind a little bit better. And he was just very like to the point, very like ADD to his own admission. He mentioned that several times, and just very like analytical about it. And it was so cool getting those back to back, hearing those kind of two different philosophies. And then, man, what else did we do the first day? The first day we also just had a really great, like, kind of motivational speaker who talked about, like, identifying some of your wounds that you had as a child and, like, empowering yourself with them by, like, becoming, like, an empowered version of it. Like, if you're a people pleaser, then you want to become the connector and connect people around you and get them together. Or if you're someone who's a rescuer who's always trying to save people, you should consider yourself a healer and maybe not necessarily look to rescue someone and take their pain away, but to teach them to heal and grow from it. So that one was really empowering. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. I was loving it, man. and then the second day there was like a laughter workshop with just this like crazy bubbly girl who talked at like a million miles a second and was just so happy and like bubbly and with it and made you feel great. Grizz himself actually did a creative writing workshop, which is about an hour and a half long. That was very, it was tough, man. I don't write at all, so like having the chance to just like sit down and really like creatively write and like think and actually do things differently. How is it at 2 minutes? What have I been doing? I've been going so slow this floor. I'm not even to the bottom yet. I collect some decent monies though. I haven't taken a hit either. We didn't have a oh, there's my guy. I can't get to you. You're too far away. I'm sorry, Saul. I'm sorry, buddy. You'll be okay, bud. Yeah, creative writing was cool. And then there was a couple other really good ones. There's like a movement workshop, which is just kind of, you know, dancing around. Yeah, poor Saul, rip. A movement workshop to just kind of get yourself up and moving. There was actually a really intense workout day 2 that with like oh, I don't have it. It was like these resistant band workout for like an hour. That one was hard. And then there was also at 6 a.m. I woke up for 2 hours of philosophy and yoga from this very like like dry cut like to the oh man, she was just very very just straightforward and dry, but she was very smart. She's incredibly good at what she did. I couldn't follow the yoga to save my life. I was just kind of doing my own thing by the while because, you know, I'm a thick dude that's inflexible trying to do yoga with this like really smart, really like fierce is how I describe her. Yeah, 6 a.m. dude, rip. Really fierce, like 100-pound, like one of the most flexible and fit girls I've ever seen, and she was just going ham. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm doing my own thing. I made it through though. It was a lot of fun. And then there was this girl, Sharon Salzberg, who talked at the very end, and she's actually very famous. I had never heard of her, but she's a very famous like meditation teacher, and she teaches about like kindness and like compassion and how you can actually train that in yourself, how it's like a muscle, kind of similar to how when you think about meditation, it's training your mind. But it was kind of the idea that you can train compassion and kindness, and that it's kind of like a myth that you're just like a mean person. Like it's actually something you have to work at, which is something that's like kind of my philosophy as well. So that was really cool. And then I recently, she was on, I don't know if you or anyone watching Goldani has seen the Midnight Gospel, but it's a kind of newer Netflix show. But the guy who runs that as a podcast called the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, where they get into a lot of spiritualism, meditation, existentialism. And she recently, like right before the pandemic hit, was a guest on there, and I went back and watched her episode. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, and then yeah, dude, if you haven't seen the Midnight Gospel, I can't recommend it enough. It's my favorite one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It came out this year in April on Netflix. I don't want any of these. Spring Shoes is a little bit appealing, but I need to save money for Yama, and I kind of like the idea of getting to what's up there? I didn't see a key, I don't think. I'm going so slow, but it's okay. All you got to do is get through it 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There's no speed limitations. Super recommend that show. I love it so much. But yeah, so that was the beginning of my weekend, and then I also went on Ghoul Daniel, who's hanging out with me here, the Harsh Stoners podcast, which was so much fun, man. We sat around. The podcast lasted for like 2.5 hours, and then we just like hung out for like another like hour and a half after that, just shooting the shit. Yeah, super cool dudes. Look up the Hearthstoners if the Hearthstoners podcast. I'm on either the most recent episode or the second most recent episode. But dude, that was tons of fun. And then after that I went on like a fucking insane trip to California, where oh man, dude, this trip was crazy. I have some really good friends in San Francisco. So I flew out and met them there. Good throw. I flew out and met them there in San Francisco, stayed the night, and then we went across the mountains. So we were kind of mostly on the we were like mostly on the side of like the Nevada and the Arizona border, which was really, really cool. I've never seen that side of California before. I haven't seen much of California as an adult, but that was kind of a even newer part of it that I'd never seen. So the first night we just drove for a while to get pretty far away from San Francisco, and we made it to this smaller town called Bridgeport, and we just set up camp. We ate at a quote unquote fine dining restaurant, whatever fine dining is in a town of 800. So we went to this quote unquote fine dining restaurant. I could. I don't think I need a kiss. I haven't been taking any damage. I don't think I need that. This guy's gonna be a little annoying. Not. And then we just like hung out at the campsite. The campsite views were amazing. It was right over this giant reservoir. So I have some beautiful pictures of like the sunset there. And then it was the full moon night. So we freaking were walking out on the beach at like midnight after maybe several botanical seltzers. Man, I really hope I haven't missed the key. Ooh, that was almost dying. I really hope I haven't missed the key. A lot of botanical seltzers. We walked down to the beach and we were walking around. We had like headlamps and we turned them off, and the moon was so bright and we were so far away from everything else that like you could like literally just see everything around you. We had like very dark shadows. So that was very that was really special. That was really, really cool night. The next day we got at it kind of early, and we first went to some hot springs. So I'd never been to really hot springs before, but there was a really cool one with a super long spine that went back, and it landed in about 4 pools. So we didn't stay there for too long because it was really hot. It was probably like 100 degrees just outside in the morning. So we went off to the hot springs, hung out there for maybe like 15 or 20 minutes. Met this dude from California who told us about some other like cool spots around there. One of which was the Twin Lakes, which are on the other side of Yosemite, and they're really hard to get to. Like, it's a really cool fishing, boating, kayaking spot, but it's just a freaking nightmare to get to, so really few people come. But it was let me see if there's anything I can grab back here. I don't think there is. I think I need a... Oh, I can grab him. Come here, little guy. That was really lucky. I think I have to be all the way teetering. I think I got a teeter. There we go. There we go. Good job, buddy. Okay, so we do have the... I don't even know how you do that without getting hit. We do have the box here. I'm at 2 hearts. It's not great. I feel like there hasn't been like an easy to get dog this whole time. I definitely want that crate. So let's see if I can full yeet. I definitely want to just get through here. Okay. We chilled for it. Yeah, it was a good ass time, man. Super, super happy about that whole experience. I really appreciate you inviting us on there. Where's that? Oh yeah, so we went to these hot springs that were cool, and then we went to this place called Twin Lakes. So it was just a super beautiful lake to paddle on with these gorgeous mountain views in the background. Man, dude, where's this key? This guy's gonna be annoying to mess with too. I don't really want to set him off. I don't want to set him off anyway. I don't think I can get anywhere. I don't see the key over there. Yeah, this is not a fun key to get. What are you doing in there, dude? What were you doing? So we stopped at this like just little town called the Twin Lakes that had this big beautiful lake. We rented my friends rented 2 kayaks and I rented a paddleboard because I like paddleboarding. And it was just a blast. It was a super just gorgeous views lake. Like, you know, I go paddleboarding around Illinois and there's some cool places to go, but it's like, you know, cool for Illinois. Dude, where is this key? I did not see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, I gotta hustle. I gotta really hustle. This is gonna be... Oh, I can get my dog too, maybe. Oh, okay. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get around this guy. Okay. The key is to not panic in these situations. So I'm gonna use another rope. All the way up, then under, I think is the best move. Ooh, okay, okay. Ice cold. Ice cold. Get my clacky eye and we'll get out of here. So Twin Lakes were great. And then that night, we basically just... Yeah, dude, really good for the soul. It was crazy, and especially like 70% of the whole trip we didn't have internet access, which I loved. We didn't have any like mobile data or anything because we were just kind of bodunk random places. So I really loved that. So that day we did all this crazy stuff, and then we were also just driving down these crazy mountain passes, and we were hitting all these vista points. So vista point is something that's not in the Midwest because there's no real vantage points. But it's like anytime there's a really like beautiful like spot where you can just like view up and over the mountains, it's called a vista point. Oh man, they were good. Okay, I hate these so much. I hate everything about the beginning of this level, but it's not that bad. Okay. Gotta make sure I'm listening for clicks. And then so that night we drove through the mountains. We saw all these nice vista points, all these cool places to go. And then oh, you hear the clacks. Oh, I'm at 43,000 too. I'm gonna have enough money for it. Let's go. That's poggers. You hate to see it. If you're over on YouTube, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Check me out over on Twitch. If you want to hear the rest of the vacation story, which I'm going to continue, watch the next episode. BynX out.